Last time on Dice Fall and Everyone Dies.
Wimble is going to fall. And so he is going to be at 0. So that would be 33 damage.
Plus 5 because
Plus 5. So you went from full and you just take 38 damage from the fall.
Fuck me. I imagine a gnome, tear-streaked, dirty, bloody, battered, looking around in panic for shrubbery, bushes, something to hide in.
Just trying to stealth along. You've got Wimble huddled up into you. You hear the galloping of horses, the cavalry coming to get you, and as you're wanting to move past to let the party go ahead, you just feel yourself pulled up by the back of your dress. So your trident comes down, materializes next to this orc who's got his short bow up. He was just trying to train it on a dragon. He just got partially nabbed by a dog. He just dodges out of the way of 2 hooves coming from his going for his face. He just watched one of his friends get slashed and then obliterated by this spell. Then the horse that he just dodged also took out his other buddy with a pair of hooves to the face. And he just isn't able to dodge this trident that materializes out of thin air right behind him and just jabs right through his chest.
Welcome back to Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. I'm your GM Chris, and I hope everyone is doing their best to stay healthy during these coming days and weeks. If you are sick, everyone hopes that you make a full and speedy recovery. Last episode, we found ourselves on the cusp of a global pandemic just hitting the United States. As of recording this segment in late March 2020, many cities and states have enforced travel restrictions and enacted emergency powers. I wish this was like the 1938 War of the Worlds scare, but that's not the case. I'm not the only one who's noticed media is buzzing with reactions, hot takes, and memes about this situation. Sorting through that mess for tangible, actionable information is not something everyone has been well prepared for. There are a few strategies that you can use that have multiple applications in stressful and chaotic times. First, pride and ego will not be helpful in emergencies. If you need help, ask. Not everyone can help you. Not everyone who can will, but no one will if you are too proud to ask. Next, be ready to identify the next required immediate action, if any. If you find yourself in an imminent crisis or dire trouble, seek assistance from the next available source. Sometimes, though, the first thing you need to remember to do is breathe. Then, identify any changes to your environment. In this case, if your town has instituted social distancing, you need to know the details so that you can start setting expectations. Search for your town's local website, be ready to call into public service lines. The people who you deal with are probably going to be overwhelmed, but they're trained to help get you information. And since most disaster scenarios depict failing infrastructure, remember, we still have electricity and internet and water and roads. So, just make yourself aware of physical changes like closures and the like, as well as social changes like distancing. And then once you've dealt with any immediate emergencies and you've learned the new rules in place, you need to go about minding your business. And this means looking at your resources on hand, in the bank, and then what you have readily accessible. You are responsible for using what you have at your disposal wisely as the environment changes. And it's okay if you find yourself short or lacking. It's better to know that now than before you have an emergency that requires those resources. Seek assistance where you can and be vocal. This is a good spot where social media can help. Just remember, many folks are also caught in a similar lurch. Also, start small and work out from there. Everyone's situation is going to be different. Some are facing no paycheck for days or weeks. Others, they get the option to work from home. Some must go out and service stressed out and really fearful people. Through it all, remember to be kind to each other and to be strong for each other. Scary is a word that we've been throwing around a lot, and in this situation, it is a cause for action. Be aware of your local municipal announcements and take reasonable precautions. We're not medical experts, but washing your hands and being extra mindful of yourselves and others can go a long way in seeing everyone through the health crisis. And just a heads up, the world is not ending. Dramatically changing, yes, but the globe still spins. We're still going to be releasing episodes, and we're still going to beg for comments and feedback. Now, when last we left our story, the party had just destroyed 3 half-orc rangers with brutal efficiency. Let's dip back into their impromptu rescue mission of Taffy, shall we? Welcome back to another episode of Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. We are all hale and healthy today, despite all of the craziness. Coughs are forbidden. No one is allowed to cough. Coughing is...
So I got a tickle in my throat at Target the other day.
Resisting the urge
So I
to
had to clear it, and this lady full-scale ran from us.
So, well...
I heard a joke about Corona time the other day. Somebody was in line to get, like, groceries or something, and the guy behind, like, she coughed, and the guy behind her said, "It's Corona time," and she booked it, and he's holding a case of Corona.
And a bag of limes, too, right?
Sorry, Chris, we interrupted your opening.
It's fine.
That's the
You know
cure
what?
for the Corona is just a whole bunch of limes.
The beautiful thing about this entire thing is that I'm allergic to mold spores, so like this entire season in general is my coughing season.
Oh yeah, me too.
So it's awful.
So here at Dicefall, everyone is still presently healthy despite all of our
Rage.
occasional sniffles that we have going. But we don't know exactly how everyone is going to be handling the process as the world decides to lose its shit over a virus again, which is fine. And so we're going to be doing an extended season of episodes this time. We're going to try to make sure that we have good coverage for our episodes all the way through.
Do.
Do it.
Bless you.
No,
There you go.
Stop it.
That's a sneeze. It was into the elbow. That was the important part.
Sanitize.
Disinfect your surroundings.
You're welcome.
All right. So
Just don't touch my dice.
when last we left off, a wonderful plan went to shit real fast, and your lovely gnome got spotted. And in her attempt to escape,
To be fair, it was a really cool plan.
flying out into the open air, trying to get away from the range of the short bows, Wimble got tagged twice and fell to the ground. In critical condition, Taffy used her heal spell not on herself but on Wimble, and the party came galloping in to the rescue. And then as 3 half-orc rangers moved up into combat, y'all quickly decimated the shit out of them and decided that y'all were going to begin moving in for the flank to gallop around and try to come in at the side of the clearing for where the fortification is. So we find ourselves still here in combat rounds. Y'all are going to have about, we'll give a d6. So we'll roll a d6 here, and you'll have that many rounds to do preparation before y'all will be forced into initiative rounds with what's going on versus y'all's opponents, who know you're there, but they do not yet know that y'all have vastly taken out their comrades.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was super brutal.
And just a note, I just checked our notes. We still have Inspired Defense going, so we have a plus to our ECs.
Nice.
So, and how long does Inspire Defense last, Damos?
I believe it's only one round.
Then never mind.
Yeah, it's one round.
But Demos can do that as a single action, right? So
Yeah, that's a single action.
So that's one of the fun parts about the loveliness of bards. With 2 actions, you can buff your attacks and damage, and then buff your defense, and then run around and try to not die.
So we've destroyed these orcs. Who's next, Chris?
Y'all are going to be coming around and flanking from the side. How close do y'all want to get? Do y'all want to charge in on the mounts? What kind of plan are y'all going to run at this with?
Regardless of what everybody else is doing, Taffy is going to... Actually, let me
Real
take a
quick,
look.
Sid, I would like to remind you, Taffy is not on her own mount.
I know she's on your horse.
She is riding with
She's
Stana.
not getting off the horse or doing anything that would, like, jeopardize that. I'm just checking.
Braxton is following behind, though. He is a good dog. We have
He is a
established
good
this.
boy.
Wait, Braxton? Braxton? Is that your...
Braxton is
Braxton's
Taffy's
the
mount.
wolfhound mount.
Oh yeah, is the Onyx dog still up and active?
Is that who that is?
I believe it lasts until it
Wait,
dies
who-
or for
who's that?
hours, right?
Mine.
Oh,
I forgot you
good
had
shit.
that.
Yeah, I've had Braxton since the start. So I don't know if I need to make a skill check of survival or whatever to do this, or medicine. But essentially, Taffy's going to want to try to snap the arrow that's in Wimble's wing in such a point that she can do the least bit of damage to him while getting it out. So she's not re-tearing his wing.
That is a treat wounds type of activity.
So it's a medicine check.
Now, the way that you can do that, though, is you either need to use your battle medic to do it quickly, or y'all need to withdraw to try to disengage from combat for 10 minutes. And so y'all have only a few rounds
I don't
in
have
which to
battle
approach.
medic on Taffy, so...
Okay, so Onyx
I-
dog is active for 6 hours.
So y'all have your Onyx dog with you.
Do we ever name the Onyx dog?
No, because it's partly a statue.
Can name a statue.
So...
Yeah, but it's not going to be around forever.
Stana was not named the statue.
How
don't
far
understand.
away would I have to go to disengage from the combat?
It would be far enough that they would not chase you. And so,
So
y'all,
essentially all the way back to town.
potentially. It would not be something that you can just instantaneously pop
Why
off
doesn't
and do.
Taffy just ask Deimos to do it?
Yeah, I can do it on him in one round. He'll be immune for the rest of the day, but it's an unlimited resource otherwise.
Yeah, but Taffy's super paranoid right now. She's not in a good mental state. If he can
Well, she
do
sure
it...
as hell ain't taking Stana's horse all the way back to town.
No, she was actually contemplating dismounting and getting on Braxton and just fucking leaving.
No.
She will let Deimos do it, but she has to be holding Wimble. So Deimos can, like, come at Wimble and, like, take the arrow and stuff and do stuff like that, but she will not let go of Wimble.
That's fine.
All right. So Damos, give me a medicine. And will you be doing your basic medicine check, or do you want to try to go for your expert medicine check? Actually,
We're
do
in
you have
combat
medicine?
right now, right?
Yeah,
Y'all are in rounds presently, yes.
We're
So
not
he would have to
in
do battle
combat,
medicine.
that's a battle medic.
One of the fun parts on treat wounds is that you can actually choose your level of treat wounds, and it's a great inflection that you can do with battle medic. So you could choose the battle medic at a higher DC, and then get the effect of the treat wounds that way. So it all depends on, are you trained or expert in medicine right now?
I'm an expert.
So you could choose to, instead of do the 20 DC, actually 15 DC, you can instead choose to do the 20 DC instead.
But if he fails...
Correct. If you fail, but not fail critically, you don't get the benefit.
Well, mostly we're just getting the thing out of him, so let's just go with a standard level for this
All right. Give me your roll. Do we already have a button? Oh, that's excellent, Damos.
Okay, we're not using that dice anymore.
That's why I always test my dice before sessions.
Okay, 15 plus 8, so 23.
Excellent. So you get the standard battle medic, which I believe is 2d8. Demos is able to come over, snaps the arrow,
16.
pulls it out, and then immediately slaps a bandage on the back part, and that should bring Wimble
Wimble is
up to full.
Yep.
And so
Is he no longer wounded?
he is going to be wounded until the next time y'all can rest for 10 minutes. Because that's part of the treat wounds is to remove the wounded condition. But Battle Medic does
Can I
not
also
retreat.
battle medic on
Taffy.
Taffy?
So Taffy has been soothed but not Battle Medic yet. So you can use another round to Battle Medic, yes.
Did you roll the d6 on how many rounds we had?
I did.
Are you telling us?
No.
Rude.
I know. It's great.
So we still have the horses and we still have the onyx dogs. So we still also have all
Very
the
bad
animals
math.
we can attack with.
21.
Yes, you do. And so that's going to bring Taffy up 21 points.
No.
Or no,
No,
21 is the DC, so
yes.
2d8 to Taffy then.
12.
So that should bring Taffy to 38 hit
38,
points.
yeah.
How far down are you?
Only 2 now.
Good.
So
Let's go
having-
kill a necromancer.
All right. So how do y'all want to approach this?
Give us the layout of it real quick.
There is a small clearing about 25 feet across and a smattering of trees around. That clearing then spreads out into a lone building with treetop fortifications above it. The largest treetop fortification is about 10 feet in front of the ground standing building. About 20 feet up in the air, it is a platform of split between 3 different large trees. It is over 30 feet across, it is 25 foot deep, and it even has a second tier that's elevated up another 10 feet.
It's all made of wood?
It is made of wood. It appears to be well treated and weathered. Then
So it's dry wood.
No. No. No.
well treated and
No.
weathered.
Smokey the Bear
Weathered does
says
not-
no.
Not necessarily dried out.
How far away?
Y'all presently haven't gotten too far away. We're
Okay.
describing the scene. And then you do know from when you were circling around that there are 2 other outposts in the trees behind that, closer to a cavern wall that was there. And you know that about 15 feet or so behind the standing ground outpost is a cave entrance that is fairly well hidden, and it was only because of your ability to circle around the camp when you were stealthing that you were able to locate it, and plus seeing the people go in and out was a pretty good sign as well.
I have an idea.
So y'all
I
presently find
described the scene
yourselves.
to them,
Yeah.
right?
What is Taffy's idea?
Woodsmoke the Bear may not agree with this plan, but what if we set the main building on fire and then head for the cave?
What would that accomplish?
Distraction.
Maybe death. What? They're bad guys. We're gonna kill
So
them anyway.
He's not wrong.
We know there were 3 orcs. There was...
There was more.
We were attacked by the 3 rangers. We know Vaz is there. And we
Bitch.
know there's 1 other person, so there were 5 combatants.
At least.
Is this what Taffy viewed, Chris?
So, Taffy, give me a perception for what you remember, because you were dramatically hindered there.
How many buttons you got?
Mervic
left.
appreciates bringing Taffy's stock down to 1 button.
Perception, you said?
Yep.
7, 23.
So, when you were circling around, you know that there were 6 half-orcs. You noticed that,
Where are the other 3?
and the half-orcs were split amongst the elevated fortifications. And then you noticed that there was a hobgoblin who was conversing with Vaz on the ground. And so you do know that of the 3 half-orcs that came, that was part of the number.
So -3 half-orcs. And hobgoblin and Vaz, at least, that I know of.
Then,
So 5.
yes. Which fortification are you going to start with?
I was thinking the biggest one. I have an ability that I can do that'll drop a ball of fire.
Is it a fireball?
It is not. It is flaming sphere. And I can control it and make it roll all around that fortification, lighting shit on fire.
Stano thinks this is a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
Alex starts running around in his head, and she's like, well, what would happen if the whole forest catches on fire? Won't we be caught in the conflagration?
There's a chance we'll have to take.
Hang on.
No, we'll do it. Let's do it.
Castle it.
Burn it down.
Castle
Burn it
it.
up.
I do remember y'all telling me this story of y'all's first forays with fire. We don't have that many people to put it out.
That's very true, actually.
But it does work as a good distraction. I mean, if we have provisions, I suppose we could always wait it out in that
Taffy
cave.
has ghost sounds, right?
Not prepared.
Oh. Consider. We send the Drake in to scout and see where the other half-orcs are.
I don't know. That's putting a lot of risk on the Drake. And given what Wimble and I have just been through, I don't think that's a good idea.
Taffy, you are also a dragonfly.
I couldn't fly.
That is
Dingo's
valid.
very, very nimble, very fast. I think if worst comes to worst, he can always just dive into the trees and make himself scarce.
But what if he dies?
He won't die.
He can't come back like Wimble can.
Why not?
Because he's not a Fey creature. Wimble will just go back to the Fey world. The first world.
How many times has Wimble died?
I don't like to talk about that.
Okay.
He's not gonna die. He's fast. He can maneuver in a way that he can just make
It's
himself.
your
If anything, he
companion,
could also
but-
dive bomb them. He's got sharp little claws.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna do a whole lot. Just in one round. Well, he doesn't know what rounds are, does he?
I don't know. Well, I'm sure he knows what a
In 6
round
seconds.
is.
Well, at this point, we've already taken out 3 of them. Why don't we just bull rush into there and make our presence known? We outnumber them now.
I mean, Alec does have a pretty good idea.
That's fair.
Let's
I like
do
that.
it.
Let's do it.
I
What
want
if I-
revenge.
What if one of us rides into their encampment and then acts as bait to draw them towards us, and we lay in wait?
Who will act as
I could do it.
I'll do it.
Taffy? No.
We're too squishy.
More tempting bait.
I don't think this is a good idea.
I will do it.
So,
What's more tempting than a overly cocky noble?
Caslin raises an eyebrow, being an overly cocky noble himself.
This entire group's overly cocky nobles.
Stato's not cocky at all. She just knows what she can do. Stop looking at me. Sid, cease the side eye.
That was Taffy side-eyeing.
Sorry, Chris, you were about
alright,
to
so
say
what is
something.
the plan?
So Stano is going to basically ride in and demand that they fight her.
I'm on your horse.
Yeah, I know. She's going to pass you off.
No, she's not.
Yes, she
Taffy
is.
will fight you.
What if she has to jump off the horse and start swinging a big sword?
Does
Okay,
Taffy have
that's-
any spells left?
Yeah, Taffy's got spells left.
Oh, okay.
How about this? Taffy and Stano ride in.
Yes.
Taffy casts dancing lights around Stano. It's like the
spell out,
tavern.
come get me, fuckers.
Yes, it's like the tavern all over again.
It spells out Columbia TriStar, and as the horse raises its hind
This is not hashtag not sponsored.
Shit.
It's
we were
like
sponsored by
the
them.
it's like the opening
Wouldn't
of
be
the
in this.
it's like when Stano wandered into the pickled ear.
Taffy will cast prestidigitation on Stano to clear up all the blood and everything that we encountered, and prestidigitation on herself so that they both look pristine. And then once we go into the clearing, she'll cast dancing lights and flip everybody
Don't
off.
leave the horse.
I do what I want.
Cast from the horse, Taffy.
Okay.
Do I have to do a ride check to do a casting from a horse? Right now I'm being held on by Stano, but...
When you are on the horse by yourself, there may be complications to casting. But when someone else is controlling the horse, you only have to kind of keep yourself stable. So...
And so then Kazlin, Alec, and Deimos will keep to the sides and be stealthy. As stealthy as Alec can be. As stealthy as Deimos can be.
Well, they can be stealthy while they're not moving.
He has stealth.
Yeah, but does Deimos ever stop talking?
Only when his
Sure.
hands are working.
Oh my god, Alec. Alec, not right
Stano
now.
is immediately suspicious of what the two of them have gotten
Keep it
up
in
to.
your trousers.
Don't sniff
It
his
hasn't been
fingers.
out yet, don't worry.
Alright, so...
What?
Stano and
Say keep
Taffy
it in
are
his
going to go
trousers.
riding in. And then everyone else is going to hang back and come in as they need and want and desire.
They're gonna like
or-
stealth in, and then when everybody comes out, I'm booming group surprise attack. Yeah.
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 All right. So to go ahead and begin this off, then Taffy and Stano, give me perception checks.
I would like to choose a different die.
Too bad.
I'd like to turn in a hero point.
Pass down a button. Would you like to use your last hero point, Taffy?
No.
No.
You go in the naughty dice
Excellent.
scale.
Thank you,
That's
Stano.
20.
And Stano is at 20.
Yes. Bad and naughty dice go into the dice jail.
Y'all are basically going to ride up on the same horse, and then how are y'all going to... Tell me how this is going to come down.
So-
you ride up into this clearing,
we
you're
go into
riding
the
right
clearing.
up to it.
Taffy casts dancing lights all the way around.
A circle of dancing lights around Stano and I. And I'm just flipping them all off, saying, Boz, you stupid bitch, come at me!
Oh no! Oh no!
And us back in the
Jesus
brush,
Christ.
we
gonna
hear that, we
die.
just like share these glances at each other. Like, oh.
Oh dear.
Alec looks over to Kazlin. This is about to go very poorly.
Stano looks immediately concerned.
And Caslin is just.
I challenge you to a wizard duel!
It's time.
Taffy, shut the hell up.
Duel.
This is supposed to be about me looking cocky, not you. Come out here to fight me.
Fuck.
Okay.
Also, I would like to state the Onyx dog followed Stano.
We are literally like going out there and throwing hands.
Offering to, anyway.
You hear a laugh coming from above in the trees,
Fuck.
and then a couple additional guffaws and kind of a rough, low, grumbly sort of chuckling
Cast flaming sphere.
as
No!
you
No.
hear the drawstrings go back.
Taffy
And-
huddles up against Stano's chest. Because you got armor.
Mm-hmm. Stano knew this was probably going to happen.
And then you hear the what languages do y'all speak?
I speak, because I'm a fucking nerd.
Common, Infernal, and Shadow Tongue.
Common, Gnomish, Sylvan, Draconic, Isari, Demonic, and Celestial.
Okay.
Been around a while, huh?
I'm an
Fucking
elven
nerd, and I've been around a while.
goblin.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right.
So you hear in the more feminine
range something that you think is probably goblinoid.
Ooh, I speak Goblin.
And what everyone hears after that in the lower voices, get him! And then arrows start firing down, focusing on Stano and Taffy in equal measure. So, well, technically not equal, because there's going to be one who's going to be focusing on the rider. So, two sets of arrows. Well, the rider, the one controlling the horse. You're obviously not controlling the horse.
I mean, obviously, with my stumpy arms.
So now that means that two of the archers are going to be unleashing from the center platform.
Should have had Deimos cast Inspire Defense and Courage before we left.
We should have.
And so it looks like all three of these combatants are on the large platform. Two of them are on the lower side of it, and one is in the upper side of it. And they have a full line of sight to y'all on the ground. But from where y'all are at, if y'all try to fire back up at them, they'd probably have anywhere from a quarter to half cover at this point. So they have great line of sight on where y'all are. And so the first one begins firing. And so I need to know Stano's AC.
22.
So the first volleys go onto either side of the horse. Their second volleys, though, are significantly improved. Both of their second shots, after having found their range on you, hit. So Stano, the first one deals to you 7 points of damage.
Okay.
The second one deals to you 7 points of damage.
Okay.
My dice are rolling the same things over and over again. I'm getting a little freaked out. Now Taffy. What is Taffy's AC?
16.
I do have a question. Does Taffy technically have cover? Since Stano is basically, like, right on top of her.
But she's also right in front of you.
Okay.
So, both arrows go into Taffy.
Fuck.
2 shots. Pop, pop. The first one hits you for 8 points of damage, and the second one hits you for 5 points of damage. As these 3 archers just launch the arrows down into you. Steno,
Is it technically her turn?
it is now your turn.
Does she see where they are?
You know that the 2 are on the first part of the platform with partial cover from 2 of the trees, and then 1 is on the top platform there. You do know that the more feminine voice came from behind this main part of the platform.
But she can't see the feminine voice.
Correct.
But she can see the orcs.
Yes.
So, which was the orc that hit Taffy for the most damage?
That was the one on the top platform.
Can she see him?
You can.
Can she make eye contact with him?
It is a little difficult, but you can try.
She's going to basically use an intimidating glare on him
Okay.
and swear at him really violently in Shadow Tongue.
All right.
Which, for our listeners, if you don't know what Shadow Tongue sounds like, it sounds sort of like somebody speaking backwards S-heavy English. So it's sort of like Parcel Tongue.
All right, give me your intimidate.
That's a 22.
So that goes against his will DC, and he has +4 to his will, which means that you succeed against his DC. So what does a success, not a critical success, but a success do for you?
He is now demoralized. It says demoralized with a capital D.
All right. So with that demoralized would be
He is now frightened 1.
excellent. So the half orc is, guys, that chick is freaking me out. I don't like her.
Maintain eye
I'm
contact
freaking him
while
out.
he's
She's
speaking.
freaking me out. Taffy.
Wait, do I only get 1 action?
Oh, you do have more. You got 2 more.
Stato is going to basically take the last 2 actions to prepare an action.
Okay.
So if anybody's on the... Because, like, there's no way she's going to get off the horse, get over the tree fort, climb the thing, and actually get there in time to kill them without them shotting her full of arrows.
I thought the whole thing was just to retreat and then have them follow us.
Y'all didn't communicate that part.
That's what I said. You go in and you ride out.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, okay.
You
she'll-
should hold your metagaming.
Stato's going to turn the horse around and ride back out.
All right. So
In fact, she's going to gallop out, so she does 50 feet of move.
all right. So does Taffy have any actions that Taffy can use in 50 feet?
In 50 feet, no.
Okay.
I'd have to be 30 feet away or less.
Is there a way Taffy could have done it while Stato was demoralizing that dude?
No, because y'all rode out, y'all yelled at him,
glared.
they filled y'all full of arrows, and then you turned around and galloped out.
One last thing, Stato is going to reach back to one of the arrows in her and she's going to snap it while she's leaving. I don't know. Just be scary. Just look tough.
All right. So now, Kazlin, Demos, and Alec will also enter into the initiative. So y'all give me y'all's perceptions.
26.
25.
Kazlin. Stano comes riding back up. What do you want to do? You can see that both Stano and Taffy have taken wounds from arrows.
Okay.
I told you should have stayed with everyone else.
Does, now in that 50 feet, did they ride past us or are they at us?
She would have stopped it.
Yeah. So she rides up to y'all. So if you perform the gallop, you're 2 actions out from getting into that clearing.
But I thought we were looking to ambush them, so we want them to come into the clearing without giving away our location, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna just hold my actions and wait until they get to the clearing.
Okay, then. Demos?
I'll hold my actions as well. Oh, wait. Nope. Hold on. We're going to do Inspire Courage and Inspire Defense.
All right. And so you have 1 action left. Do you want to do anything with it?
Guidance on Stano.
All right. Stano?
She's going to... Because we're waiting for them to come to us, right?
From my understanding, that's y'all's plan.
Okay, she's actually going to get off the horse and pull her sword out.
All right. So Alec begins looking. I don't think they'll leave a defensible position. If they can just fill us full of arrows and they're guarding something, they'll wait for us to attack.
Taffy jumps off the horse
Taffy!
and runs back
So you begin running back to the...
within 30 feet, or I guess walks back stealthily. So she's gonna move into shrubbery and go slowly up 30 feet.
All right, so you want to take your 3 actions to hide and then stealth.
Wait, can Taffy just dismiss the flaming sphere?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So why were we worried about the forest burning down?
I
Because you can't dismiss the fire.
Oh.
Yeah. But yes.
Okay. So it'll take you multiple rounds to get up there because you move at half
I don't
speed.
want
when
to
you
go
do that.
all the way back up to where they can see me.
Right.
I
So
want 30 feet within the range of that tree, though.
So it's going to take 1 action to hide yourself, and then you move at half your speed.
Right.
So you'll at least need 1 additional round to get over there.
Okay.
You want to continue doing that?
Yes.
All right. So give me your stealth check.
That's some bullshit.
This is your last one, Taffy. It's all down to the wire.
12.
All right.
I left Wimble on the horse, though.
Oh, great. So now you can't cast your spells.
I can. As long as he's alive, I can cast my spells.
Caslin, so you see the gnome hops off of Stano's horse, has gotten into the underbrush, and is traipsing through like a mongoose and a squirrel. What do you want to do? Taffy can't help that her fanciful robes are getting caught on twigs.
God damn it.
And how far? You said 50 feet, right?
Yes.
If only Stano had a ranged weapon. Who made that decision?
I believe Stano.
That's true.
I
You
am.
want to play the ranged game, Ranger?
Well, that's
You
the
take
thing.
out that frightened orc.
Not with my bow, I can't.
Wow.
It won't. It won't work. I never have good luck with bows. So when does Dago get to go?
Dago goes on your turn.
Okay.
So you use one action to give him 2 actions.
So if I move up 25 feet
Mm-hmm.
and then I give him an action, that
Yep.
means he is also up 25 feet, right, with me.
Correct. You
Okay.
have not moved him into a different spot.
Okay. I want to move up 25 feet on the trail. Or
And are
wherever.
you still on your horse?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're 25 feet away from the clearing.
Right. I'm gonna give Dago 2 actions.
All right. So Dago can go now. What's Dago going to do?
Dago is going to fly past in the same, I guess, line as the archer on top. He's going to do the talon attack. I can't remember what it's called.
So he's going to try to flyby attack.
Yeah, flyby. And then just keep going in that direction. Just past.
Effectively, you're going to try to get 2 of them in line for your flyby attack on the way up, or are you just going to try to take out the one at the top?
Take out the one.
All right. So
I'm scared.
within that time, you should be able to pull that off through the moves. So go ahead and give me a strike. See what Dago's going to be able to do.
19.
19 is a hit.
And that's on the intimidated or frightened one?
Yeah.
So how much damage does little Dago do to this guy?
5.
5 points.
5 points.
So Dago
I mean,
comes
he did
through.
just take a Drake to the face.
He comes in, slashes across, gets him hard on the cheek, and continues swooping upwards.
Well, not upwards. Behind them.
Yeah, up
So-
and behind.
Yeah, so they would have to turn around to follow him. So.
Demos.
Already my turn again.
Yeah, didn't Davis just go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Taffy, then we went to the top of another round, Kazlin, Demos.
Did Alec not do anything?
Alec has the thought.
Wait, Casual's
Okay.
turn's not over.
All right, you have 1 action left then.
He has 2, right?
no.
So he used 1 action to...
To move up.
One
action.
action to move,
Oh,
one
I
action
give
to
them
direct.
2.
What do you want to do for your other action, Kaz?
What is the speed of a horse?
40?
40, unless you're galloping, and then it's 50. Galloping is 2 actions.
So do you want to move your horse into the clearing?
I want to move. Can I make it to the trees on the opposite side of
Clearing?
the clearing where they're at? If I.
You can make it part of the way around, but not all the way there. Because the clearing itself is 30 feet across, and you're 25 feet away from the edge of the clearing.
Okay.
So wait, you're going right across the clearing?
No, I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay.
Wait, no. What's? I want to back up right outside of the range of their bow.
Well, you know the range of their bow, and considering what they have, you would be presently within their range increment if they were hunting you with partial cover, is where you're at right now.
Okay.
So you would need to back up and away.
Yeah. We can do that.
Okay. Demos.
I'm just going to repeat what we did before since no one utilized it. The only unfortunate thing is I can't give guidance to Stano again. So Guidance to...
Don't give it to me. I'm not going to let it cast it on myself.
I'm going to give it to Caslin. And then Inspire Courage and Inspire Defense.
It looks like two of them begin drawing a bead on your Drake. They have, Dago's kind of beginning to wheel around, and then suddenly he gets that sense of being hunted by a precise predator, and a hunted shot rings out from both of them.
Wait, hang on. In his turn, he moved 120 feet.
Right, from where you were, right?
Right,
Which means he had to cover the distance to get up to there, and then across from there to move out and back, right?
Right.
They're in an elevated position up with open view around what's there.
Mm-hmm.
So Dago would have cover, but he would still be within 120 feet of their range as rangers, especially if they have
Hunted target has a range of 120 feet.
hunted target. They just have to be able to see or track it, and then they have hunted shot. Hunted shot means that if they're within 2 times the standard range increment of the weapon, they can ignore cover on a single shot.
Jesus fucking Christ. Please nerf rangers.
And so, they're each going to get 1 shot, neglecting the cover at Dago.
Okay.
Now, it does take them 2 actions to do this, so Dago's AC is what?
19.
So
That's a
one of
pretty
them
damn good
misses,
AC.
Yeah.
but one of them hits, and Dago takes 6 points of damage as one of the arrows clips across the backside of his tail.
You said 8?
8 points of damage, yes.
Good.
Steno, what you got?
So Stano knows there are half orcs there.
Yep,
And she's about 25 feet away from the edge of the clearing.
yep.
How far out can she yell?
You can yell pretty far.
Think they'd hear her if she yelled?
Yeah.
We're just so funny.
We really are.
This is such a messed up thing we're doing.
So she's gonna move up a little bit, not to the clearing, but like just a little bit closer to make sure they definitely hear. And she's going to yell out, "It's just like a bunch of fucking halfies to never come and attack anybody up front."
Okay. So you're trying to taunt them?
Yes.
All right. You have 2 actions left.
Then she's gonna hold her action to attack anybody who comes near her.
Gotcha. And so Alec is like, I have an idea. And so he gallops to the center part under the clearing,
Ah, Christ.
underneath the edge of the platform,
Okay.
and then he is now standing on the horse. And he
Fine.
goes, Caslin, let's go. And he scoops his hands down,
Oh!
and he looks like he is indicating for Caslin to come in his direction.
Basically, run at him and he'll throw you up into the platform.
Sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Taffy.
Oh, it's Taffy's turn now.
I'm gonna keep moving forward. I assume I have to roll another stealth check.
So you can, within 1 action, you'll be up at the edge of the clearing. And so at
Will I be within 30 feet of at least one target?
you will need
the
to
tree?
seek one of the targets. So that is to make sure that you're coming from this underbrush position.
So the answer is no, because I will not be able to attack on this round if I have to use a seek action.
Yes, Miss Attitude. You use 1 action to move closer under your stealth, and then you have 2 actions remaining. What do you want to do with your 2 actions?
I'm gonna light the tree on fire.
With?
Taffy! Flaming sphere. I'm gonna just drop it right down in the center of the tree.
Oh,
So-
right where Alec's standing?
No,
There.
no,
In the
not
tree.
different tree.
Oh.
There are 4 trees. There's a base tree that is holding the weight of 2 of the platforms, and then there are 3 other trees which are rooting the sides of it.
Okay,
Do you
so
want to do the trees that are closest to you, the center tree, or the far tree?
well, I can only do it within 30 feet of me.
Correct. So you have, from within where your spot is, you would be able to get one of the 2 closest trees. Do you want the bigger one or the smaller one?
I want the one that Alec isn't under.
Let's smoke the bear season.
Alec is under the platform, because the platform again is 30 feet wide. He's
So
in
the
center
smaller
between.
tree, because hopefully that will do more damage.
All right, so you cast Flaming Sphere on the tree, right?
Yes, sure.
All right.
Taffy, didn't you ever listen to Woodsmoke the Bear?
Are you saying wood smoke?
Yeah.
I changed his name so we didn't get copyright flagged.
So-
it was invention stating how
Because you have an active flaming magical sphere going, I figured we should be at about twice the chance of something catching fire. And the standard chance of something catching fire is 10%. So I'm like, okay, anywhere from 0 to 20%, and you'll catch a square on fire. I just rolled 20%. That tree is now on fire.
Oh no!
So
The forest!
So that means
it'll be fine.
everywhere your sphere is going to be active, there's going to be a chance while you are attacking the spot for it to catch fire. Okay? And you're specifically trying to catch things on fire. So every time you begin attacking the surroundings, there's going to be a 20% chance that that spot will catch on fire. And then the fire is going to have a percentage chance to catch another spot around it on fire. And that will be back at its 10%. So now this one spot has a 10% chance of spreading. And then anything that you roll your... you know what? I'll let you roll the percentile for your flaming sphere going forward. Now, so you have just caught the tree on fire with your flaming sphere.
How
There
on
is-
fire are we talking? Like, the tree is an inferno, or...
No, it is caught fire,
Oh.
right? And so it's not lit up yet, but there is a really good chance that it can light up. 10% chance on its own, and if you continue to attack with the sphere,
I
you
would
can
like to
continue
make a
light different
statement.
spots of it on
I don't know
fire.
who all can see Stano's face, but she is immediately very concerned about this. She really has a deep affinity for trees. She really likes trees.
Kazalin, it's your go.
Well, I'm going to act on the instructions given to me by Alec.
Because you think he's cute?
I mean,
think
doesn't
it's a damn
everybody?
cool plan.
I mean, we're all
And yes.
pretty much Alex-sexual in this party.
Taffy hasn't actually flirted with him.
Guess she has.
You kissed his cheek, and he said it's like a kiss from a sister. So
Oh, I
And
forgot
she's
about
been
that.
devastated since then.
All right. So what I'll need, so if you're going to kind of go with that, you'll need to ride up, and then it will be an athletics check to get up to the platform.
Okay.
he's standing on his horse.
Yes, Alec is standing on the
full
horse.
plate.
In full plate, yeah.
Oh, that's
Horse
His
looking
ride check
happy?
was amazing. Oh, his horse isn't happy, no. But his horse wasn't happy to begin with.
Oh, dice, don't let
Stano
me
might
down.
use her turn to go put out that fire.
Oh, 25.
So
Holy shit snacks.
you take your horse and you begin moving. You have your horse begin moving, and in the process of that, you stand up on the horse, and then as your horse is riding by, you put one foot into Alec's waiting hands, and he launches you up.
Jesus.
And then in the process of that, you put one hand on the platform as you're going up, and then you follow through on the motion, your feet landing firmly on the platform, and you are now standing on the platform, and the two half-orcs are now in clear plain view to you.
10 out of
One-
10. The crowd goes wild.
One is 10 feet to your left, the other is 10 feet to your right. They're looking directly at you, their mouths open at a gate, and they're amazed at what they're
So
seeing.
these half-orcs saw a noble ride into their clearing and then shot her and ride back out. They then were called a racial slur, saw a tree catch fire, and now this dude is just on their platform.
They are a bit surprised.
For the record, yes, Happy is a racial slur against half-orcs, guys.
So now that does take all of your actions to be able to properly get up there from the distance that you're at.
Okay.
But I think you have an option. No, it takes a full action to quick draw, but you will be able to take all three actions as necessary next time. And Dago is hovering with partial cover. Demos.
Jesus Lord, all of you.
Quick draw is one.
Right, but you had to do a ride and then an up.
That was 3 actions.
Yeah,
Okay.
because technically the ride, step, and climb up is 3.
Chris is just really nice and let you do it on one roll.
Yeah.
So
So-
doing a bunch of nonsense.
You're welcome.
Deimos is still undercover with me.
Yes.
He's just like.
So Namos is about 50 feet away from the clearing. You just saw Caslin get launched up onto the platform. Stano is waving her sword madly at the half-orcs, trying to get one of them over to engage her. And then Taffy is maniacally waving her hand, and a sphere of flame is rolling up a tree and catching it on
Stano's
fire.
very tempted to run over
It's
there and
rolling
start putting
down
it
the
down.
tree because then she's gonna roll it all around the platform.
Stano's
Up
gonna throw
and
herself on
down
that
the
fucking
tree.
sphere.
Okay. This really is ridiculous. But he has to get close because he can't give you guys inspire courage and defense if you're all
The
the
tree
way
didn't
over
do
there.
anything to you. She's very concerned. Trees are her happy place.
Well, she's
Is
fey.
there a
She
place
has
where
a
he can go
intimate
that is
connection to
still
trees, I would think.
undercover and not
No.
liable to
Not-
get
not
pegged with an
Galarian
arrow?
trees.
Oh.
But
They're
like
not from the first or the
That's true.
Galarian.
close?
All right, so Damos wants to get closer but still be behind the cover of a tree.
Yes.
There is one lone tree in part of the
One
clearing
tree.
that you can get cover from the shots. It'll take you 2 actions to get over to it.
Okay.
Is he
let's
gonna
do
run
it.
like a girl not wearing a bra?
Yes. Well, he's on
Alright.
his horse.
Oh.
So you wheel your horse over, and the horse is on not really given cover by the tree, but you have enough cover by the tree. You have 1 action left.
The horse can get shot.
Okay,
in the
let's do inspire courage for everybody.
That is able to just catch everyone.
Yes.
ass. You gonna inspire defense?
I can't.
Oh, right.
You can deal with it for 1 round.
That's around everyone dies.
So the 2 half-orcs on the same part of the platform as Bread drop their bows, and they each pull out their weapons. And they happen to be armed with long swords.
I mean, they are half orcs.
And then they move over to Bread, and they're each going to be able to make 1 strike against you.
Oh, yeah.
But with that, y'all see 2 orcs on either side of Bread on the edge of the platform, and they begin trying to duel across each other back and forth, and one of them is able to strike true with a natural 20.
God damn.
Aww. But
So I believe the critical cards are over there next to Taffy. If you'll go ahead and pull out one for slashing.
Underneath those Reaper miniatures.
Oh yes, Reaper Store, very fun place.
Red.
Yes. And so we need to pull out a red slashing melee.
Stand aside. Push the target 5 feet.
Brad, I need you to make a reflex save.
To prevent being pushed off the platform.
Yes.
It's really annoying because I was thinking about my next turn trying to shove them off the platform, but now that they're doing it to me, it's not going to sound original or cool.
It's gonna be like 3 kindergartners at a shoving match.
Welcome back to a very special, informational, not quite in everything canon-wise, but describing the canon side of Dice Fallen Everyone Dies.
It's a fancy episode.
It is a fancy episode
We're fancy
because
people.
this is going to be one of the first things we put up for our Patreon, where we want to go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the background material for each of the characters, because everyone has some delicious and wonderful bits of background. So we don't have and Shay is waving around her Stano binder as we say this. So I want to do this by kind of asking maybe a question or two, maybe a little bit of follow-up questions for everyone to talk a little bit about the information. And so I know we have a lot of fun things going on with each person's background. And so who wants to go ahead and go first?
I think Sid was gesturing that we should go around the table and start with bread.
Yeah.
What?
I'm trying to eat and write, so.
So that is the sound of a bus heading right in Zach's direction.
Under the bus. Get
Sorry.
under the bus.